As we just left January and are finishing the first week of February, it's apparent that there's multiple issues around the world that all point toward the need to prepare like never before. And with multiple threats looming on the horizon, there's one thing that's going to be critical for you to focus on, and it should be on the top of your list, and it's completely in your control. So let's talk about it. If you're new to this channel, my name is Chris, and on this channel we discuss emergency preparedness, aka prepping. Now, if there was just one thing you could focus on right now to ensure your chances of survival increases no matter what may come, I would argue that would be physical fitness. Now, before you leave the video, hear me out for a moment. I know a lot of people are going to click away and say, not another message on physical fitness. I know some of you out there watching this and maybe you're rolling your eyes, but please stay with me for just a second. I promise to keep this short and to the point. Your health, your physical well-being is easily the number one prep that you must handle and focus on this year. And in this video, I'm going to try to make the case one more time. Now, here on this channel, me and my team are trying to make it easy for you to get physically fit. This video is the last in a 5-part video series, and in this video, I'm going to try to drive home the case, the need to get physically fit. We're going to release a physical fitness guide here shortly. We've almost finished wrapping it up, and I just recently have sent it to the editor, and it typically takes about 3 to 5 days to get it back. So we'll have that released any day now. And if you haven't already signed up for it, I'll post a link below where you can get it. I'll also post a link to our physical fitness video playlist, this being the last of the 5, and each video builds on the other. And I would encourage you to go back and watch these as we spend a lot of time to really think it through to help you, the community, in practical ways. In those videos, we've also given you all the tools you need. So the question becomes, what's holding you back? I'd like to reference a poll that we just released on the community tab of my channel a few days ago. I asked 5 questions, or rather presented 5 different options of what may be holding people back. The first issue, and it got 42% of the vote, was a lack of time. Now, again, just sharing my own personal experience, I have to prioritize this, my physical fitness. I'm a busy guy. I run 2 businesses that I own and operate, and I have to sit down every day. And I, like you, I've got a family, I've got 3 children, I've got a wife, I've got a lot of responsibilities. And I review my day each day, and I find ways to fit this in because for me, it is foundational. It's fundamentally important that I get my own health in line, because if it slips, I can't take care of my family. I can't take care of my, the people that depend on me for employment. And I always tell people, you can have 100 problems in life, but without your health, you suddenly have one major issue. Now, the second issue that we gave the option was health issues. What's preventing you? And number 2, by 28%, was health issues. And look, I'm not discounting anyone's issues, but I can relate to a degree. Both of my shoulders at this point in my life have arthritis. It's not debilitating, but it's enough that based on how I work out, it can be very, very irritating. My left knee, if you've watched my videos where I work out, I always have a knee brace on my left knee because I've got a torn meniscus. And I find ways in both situations to work around those issues. I've done a marathon and a half marathon in the last 2 years, even with the torn meniscus. I make it work. Now, the number 3 issue is it's not a priority. And I can't twist people on this point. I can't tell you it's got to be a priority, but that's the third reason that people stated. Now, number 4 and 5, 4 was a lack of knowledge, and number 5 was a lack of equipment. And if you go back and watch those 2 videos, or the 4 videos prior to this, and you get the download guide, we cover both of those issues: how to work out, and what to do, and how to work out without equipment. And I also asked people in the comments section to post what other reason there may be to keeps them from working out, getting physically active. And the number 1 comment easily was motivation. That was listed the most in the comments section as a challenge. So, in saying that, let me give you some things to consider, maybe a little inspiration, if you will. And maybe you're watching this from your couch and you just don't feel motivated at the moment. I don't approach physical fitness from a motivation perspective. If I did, I would never go to the gym. Again, I view it as a necessity, so I found ways to make it easier. And follow me on this because these points I'm about to make, they have made all the difference in allowing me to be consistent. I've found that 2 things make all the difference in getting to the gym and consistently working out. Number 1 is having a workout partner. When that alarm goes off every morning, I know my workout partner is going to be there at a specific time. So I have to hustle to get to the gym on time. And the second thing I've done is to remove barriers. I've set things up to make it easier to get to the gym, to eat healthy, to do all these things I aspire to. For example, each Saturday, I prep all my food for the week. I cook it out. Takes me about an hour to go to the store, about another 2.5 hours to cook it and to get everything prepped, clean up, etc. So what I do is I've got a meal plan that I follow. I cook it all on Saturday, put it all in Tupperware, and then store it away in the refrigerator. And during the week, I can pull those items, microwave them, boom. It's very quick and easy. And they're healthy, non-processed food. Before I go to bed each night, I lay out my clothes on my dresser that I'm going to be wearing to the gym the next morning. So I'm not having to get up, just rolling out of bed, trying to fumble around in the dark because I don't want to wake up my family, my wife, and everything's right there on the dresser. There's no barriers. I also, when I come downstairs in the morning, all the food items are already set up. I blend a certain meal that I eat every morning before I go to the gym. It's all in there in the blender. Oatmeal, protein powder, a few other things. I just have to pull some fruit out of the refrigerator and toss it in, and I'm good to go. It's super easy to go. But the point is, I remove barriers, and it makes it so much easier. Now, all the things I'm explaining about removing barriers, I really learned a lot of this, and it really took it to a new level with this book called Atomic Habits. If you haven't read the book, it's one of the books that I would highly recommend. I reread it every about 3 to 4 months because some of the tips and ideas have really allowed me to increase my job productivity, do things that I know I need to do but I don't want to do because it outlines all of these points of, again, motivation is not what will ultimately allow you to succeed. It's a discipline to build those habits. And I can't say motivation is really all that important. I don't want to bring up the term motivation. So I would encourage you, don't wait to get motivated. You have to make a decision and then find ways to work toward that goal. And these are all things that just in life, when you have to get disciplined, that's how it works, right? A couple of years ago, I did a full marathon. And last summer, I did a half marathon. And in both cases, I followed a plan that I found online, a guide. And what it does is it lays out every day leading up to the marathon, what you have to do, the distance you have to run, the things you have to train. And I always use that as a guide. Again, it's the same approach I take for my diet and exercise. I currently have a plan that I follow. And I'm saying all these things because I like to put my brain on autopilot. I don't have to think about these things at all. I just know I follow the steps and I get to where I want to go, and it works. And there was a study that I'll pivot to this one point that I found very interesting. There's a study that I found, and I'll link to it below, that just came out that predicts that by 2050, there's going to be a 77% increase in cancer rates. Right now in America, at the time of recording this video, 1 out of every 2 Americans will have cancer in their lifetime. But imagine now we see a 77% increase. I don't have to tell you what that means. And the study really points to these 3 culprits, or rather 4 culprits, being the reasons we'll see an increase. Number 1 is tobacco. If you smoke, I would encourage you to stop that. Find ways to come off that as soon as possible. Fortunately, it's a habit I never picked up. I've seen people do it, and it just did not interest me. But again, that's my own story, and I don't mean to be judgmental. But if you have that issue, find a way to come off of it if you can. And the second point is, I'll be honest, it's kind of a vice in my life for a while, was alcohol. I used it for, about the last 8 or 9 years to deal with stress in my life. I found my mind would race. I had so many responsibilities. I had so many things going on, and alcohol would allow me to slow down for a moment to just relax. But about a few weeks ago, I decided I'm just going to go cold turkey and cut off alcohol. After I record this video, I'm probably going to go in my kitchen and dump some of the last alcohol that I have out in the sink. And I'm doing this because studies show that there's a clear correlation between cancer consumption and alcohol. It's been proven, even with small amounts of alcohol intake. And so for me, again, I'm trying to make these decisions. Please track with me here. I'm trying to make decisions that increase the odds of being healthy long term. The third point was obesity. The United States right now, and the world for that matter, are going through what's considered an epidemic. There's an increase in consumption of processed foods. Processed foods have tons of chemicals in it, so the more we eat that, the more likely we are to contract cancer. I mean, that's a known fact. Obviously, with the increase of processed food comes a lot of sugar. And, if you study the impact of sugar with cancer, there's a direct correlation. Americans, I always tell people, Americans eat like they have European healthcare. So the fourth point is pollution. Now, out of those 4 that we mentioned, the first 3 I mentioned on this list are things that are in your control. You have the ability to decide what you're going to put into your body. The 4th, pollution, that's a tricky one depending on where you live. The point I'm trying to make here is what you choose to put into your body will determine the quality of life that you have. So choose wisely. And I know some people are going to go to the comments section and argue, well, genetics, that's, the big factor. I knew somebody that ate healthy, but they still died. Well, guess what? None of us make it out alive. But the way I look at it and the way it works out, it's a numbers game. Sure, genetics have an impact. And there's going to be some people that can smoke all day and they'll somehow still live and not contract cancer. Good for them. But for the rest of us, the vast majority, these decisions that we make will ultimately impact us. And so all that to say, don't allow that to be an excuse. So my final question is, how important is this to you? What steps are you willing to take to ensure your longevity and ability to survive whatever may be thrown at you? Let us know in the comments section below. So my final word is be careful about excuses and looking for motivation. If you say, well, I don't have motivation, I'm not going to do it. That's a very dangerous position to put yourself in. If your health fails you, you're going to be in trouble. And with the rising costs of our own American medical healthcare system that we have in our nation, it's in your best interest to get your health together if for no other reason than save yourself money in the long run. Again, I'll post links in the description and comments section below to additional resources to help you get started. And again, we didn't do these videos with the intent of, I'm not trying to make any money off these. I just wanted to get back to the community. These 5 videos I felt were very important. Been working on these for several months, working with different individuals in the military that do physical fitness programs, diets, exercises for military, that they train. And I wanted to get this to you, the community, to help you. I'm implementing some of these approaches that I lay out in the guide. I'm doing a lot personally behind the scenes, and I'll talk about that more on the channel over the next several weeks and months, because I want to lead by example. I don't want to just come on this channel and tell you got to get in shape, because I'm doing a lot to get my own life in line physically, and I would encourage you to do the same. Again, please take this serious. This is incredibly important. And again, I know we focus on gear, ammo, inventory, and those things are important. But if your health fails you, what do you have left? As always, stay safe out there.